first half of the game?
Just silent. You know, I mean, you just feel like it's just early. You know, you're not used to finish so early, and just a lot of disappointment. Obviously, we had higher expectations than first round. Obviously, when we started this year, so just a lot of a lot of disappointment.
Mike, kind of tell us what happened from your point of view on that last, I guess, second to last possession where the goal.
Really was just trying to break the paint while their defense was, struggling to get back, and tried to pick up my dribble, trying to make a play, and obviously we saw the travel that occurred afterwards. But of course, you want to have the play back. You understand the gravity of the situation, but very uncharacteristic, and something if I look back at it, probably still would have drove, still would have tried to make a play, but would have tried to keep my dribble alive to, ensure that didn't happen.
This team had high expectations coming into this year, right? I mean, you guys really thought you would be championship contenders, and I think a lot of people did. When you look back at it, do you think kind of the biggest reason you guys didn't get to where you thought you could?
I mean, it's season just ended. You got to decompress and kind of look back at everything, but you can't make excuses. You can't say COVID. You can't say you guys are not out of lineup. All that stuff every team went through. So for us, it was we wanted to be that team that made so many strides a season ago. But each year is different. Each team is different. Teams come back more prepared for who we are and what we have brought in the last 2 seasons. So there was no secret that teams are going to adjust to us, and we just we needed to be better in so many different aspects of adjusting and raising our level at different parts of the season. I think to continue to keep our confidence high and keep our camaraderie where it's at, and we're a team that's built on unity and playing for each other, and at times we lost that, and when we lose that identity, and it shows on our defense as well. We kind of fight ourselves on who we want to be and what we're trying to do out there on a nightly basis. So it's a lot of things that we'll look back and try to figure out, but ultimately it's just a really disappointing feeling right now.
With that said, do you guys feel like you've almost reached your guys' ceiling as a team, or is there more?
Nah, I think we had a lot of talent. Obviously, this group is, last year, this year we faced a little more adversity earlier during the season, but no, I feel like we can be so much better than we've been, and that's what has been really frustrating. Obviously, like when we look at the talent in this room and some of the ways that the way that we can play, and the way that also the bad way also that we played sometimes this year, like it just when you look back, it's obviously frustrating. You try to ask yourself why we can't just be consistent, play the same way, like Mike said, with the same identity every night, and obviously some night you're not going to play well, but keep that identity, and I think this year is the last few years, that's maybe the first time we really at times lost our identity, and it was the same in the playoffs. Some games, I thought tonight we played the right way for the most part. Some nights we just lost our identity too, and if you want to be a championship team, it's tough to win if you don't have that identity every night, every minute.
Mike, last year you guys, kind of put a lot of priority into the regular season, playing really well, kind of putting the pedal to the metal. This year it was kind of the opposite, right? Like you guys kind of priority running the race. Do you think guys went too far one way one year and too far the other way this year? And like, there's just got to be more of a balance going forward.
Like I said, it's tough for me to comment, accurately on it. But I think that, you would like balance no matter what. But coming into the playoffs healthy, coming into the playoffs with our roster intact and main guys there was huge for us. Obviously, would we have loved to play better down the stretch of the regular season to lead into the playoffs? Of course. Would we rather have, would I have rather to perform better during the playoffs? Of course. Like, that stuff is a given. But I think that I was proud of the way we did handle ourselves throughout the year. But we can still do both. We can play better. We can manage minutes. We can play some nights, play more minutes than others, and still be healthy coming down the stretch. As long as we continue to do the work that's in between there, and I think this team has that ability to do that work. But nobody sees, so we can, by the time this time hits next year, that we're still healthy and everybody's rolling and in a comfort zone.
I know it's hard to maybe answer this just given how freshly over the season is, but if you guys consider, how much change might be coming to this organization, just given, where it's been in terms of early playoff exits year over year.
I haven't thought too much about it right now. We understand it's a business. Been here long enough to understand that. So, other than that, it's out of my control. It's out of Rudy's control. We're hurting right now. About the loss, and that's all we can really concentrate on.
Do you guys feel like you want to be here next year?
I'm here, man. This is all I care about. So I know I can't speak for Rudy. I know he wants to be here as well. But I know I'm 10 toes down, and
Rudy, there has been a lot of talk, speculation, whatever you want to call it, about will your partnership with Donovan continue? Do you have any sort of feeling or anticipation of what the future might hold in that regard?
I mean, right now, like Mike said, we just lost the game, so there's obviously a lot of things to process. But I want to win. That's it. I want to win, and when I came here 9 years ago, my goal was to win a championship here, and nothing has changed. I want to win, and we'll see. There's a lot of things that are out of my control, but no matter what, I'm always gonna do my best to be the best Rudy I can be on and off the floor, and play to win. You know what I mean? And then the rest is out of my control.
Rudy, similarly, there's already been talk about it before the end of the season about Quinn might not being here. That talk is going to continue. Questions are going to come. Players might have a say in what happens with him. So where is your confidence level in Quinn?
I loved my time with Quinn. And there's always going to be talk about a lot of things, especially when you have disappointing endings like we had this season. So, and once again, there's a lot of things that are out of our control. What I can control is, how I can be better, how I can come back better, and the rest, is whatever the front office, the direction, thinks is out of my control.
All right, you guys good?